welcome to Conversations with My Real Friends. I'm Jennifer. I'm here with my friend Jose Luis Morales. Jose is a real estate agent at eXp here in Ventura County. And on this episode, we're going to talk about innovation, right? So real estate has been very much impacted by new technologies. What are you seeing? How is it impacting the industry? And how are you capitalizing on it?
I would say just embracing it. Like a lot of times when people see other companies merging into the real estate, instead of trying to see how can we work together, they see it as almost like they're trying to take something away from them. So I'll give you an example, like Open Door, right? There's a lot of real estate agents that have lost business to Open Door. Open Door is a cash buying company where they make offers for cash. They actually have an agent program where they will pay you 1% if you bring them a client. So what I did is I basically just embraced it. I'm like, look, if a client wants cash and my cash offer doesn't work for them, I'll take the 1% referral. So I think the way that the future is headed for the real estate industry is just having a lot more options and having a lot more versatility. So one of the adjustments that we made recently is where if somebody wants a cash offer, we will make them a cash offer. If somebody wants to list their property, we will list the property for them. So I think it's just having different options. And I think that over time, consumers are gonna raise the bar for agents. And I'm also hoping that they do as well too, because it's very sad that you ask some real estate agents sometimes like, hey, look, what's the timeline on a 1031 exchange? And they don't understand it. They're like, hey, what's a quiet title action? They don't understand it. What's a partition action? They don't understand it. Hey, how does a probate process work? They don't understand it. So I think that the future, as technology improves, the way that you can differentiate yourself from the marketplace is just being extremely knowledgeable. And that's something that people can't take away from you. So what has come to my business as a result of the podcast is that I've learned about a lot of different things. So now when consumers come to me with problems like, oh, like I have 7 people on title and I don't know any of them. I'm like, hey, have you looked into quiet title? They'll say, hey, like I want to sell, my brother doesn't want to sell, we're both on title. I'll be like, have you looked into a partition action? So I think that the way that agents, the way of the future is going to be where the agents that will succeed will have a lot more specialized knowledge in both legal, taxes, and different things. Obviously, they're going to have the right team to be able to guide them to the person who does the quiet title or the partition action. I see that becoming more and more prevalent, where in order to succeed at a very high level, you're going to have to provide tremendous value to the marketplace. And in order to provide tremendous value, it's really going to come down to how well do you know your business? Do you know your business better than anybody else? Same way that you know your business, and then having the right contacts. As it relates to technology, my personal thought is that the reason realtors have not gone extinct and companies would like to have everything on an app is the emotional aspect of the real estate. It's almost like, I mean, could two people get divorced if they wanted to? Why don't they?
It's way more complicated, right? And having the resources, having the right team supporting you is invaluable. And the people who know that are going to be there, right? And technology can't replace the thinking, aspect, that humans have. Like I've worked with people that are selling their house by owner, and they have a good offer on the table, and the buyer made a comment about a couch, and now that person's like, I'm not selling to this person because of that comment of the couch, even though it's a better offer by $10,000 than any other offer that they have received. So there's a lot of emotional, not only that, but humans have flaws in thinking as well too. Like most human beings have different flaws in the way that they think, and a lot of times having a good agent can actually help you get to the finish line in a non-emotional way. And that's the part, there was a study and it was called The Last Mile, that they can replace
almost everything and improve the technology of it, it's that emotional component that they haven't figured out how to replace. And they need agents to deal with that last mile of the transaction.
I think the same thing's true for attorneys, right? A lot of the technical paperwork could be done by a machine. But the thinking, the problem solving, the getting negotiation, that a machine can't do.
Helping people like we'll help people negotiate cash for keys sometimes. And whenever I bring, like, let's say a tenant is behind on the rent, they're like, why would I give a tenant $1,000 when they're $3,000 behind? I'm like, well, you could have them out this week versus waiting 2 to 3 months potentially for the eviction process. And it's that component of it that if agents hone in on it, they can provide tremendous value in the marketplace and actually help people move the transaction forward. And that's the part that we've developed a niche where we're committed to knowing more about real estate than any other agent.
Well, and I think with more and more information theoretically available with AI and all that, now the quality of it, the accuracy of it, but people think they know and they think there's all this data out there. So being able to cut through that noise and get to the focused real issues, invaluable.
Well, even like we have a transaction that we did some time ago when the buyer was a licensed agent. And what I told my admin, I'm like, there's nothing worse than somebody who thinks they know what they're doing, but they have no idea what they're doing, because there was like several things as it relates to the request for repairs or contingency removals that they understood them in a way where it wasn't applicable. And because they understood them that way, it caused friction in the transaction. So a lot of times even like, and don't get me wrong, I love AI. And is it helping my business? 100%. I run so many things by them. I probably email you guys less because I'm able to run some things by them, right? But that type of information at times, if not explained in the right context, it can actually be misleading and it can cause other challenges for you.
You will miss some of the nuance, some of the details.
At the end of the day, it's still a people business, it's still relationship-based business, and there's still other humans on the other side.
So if someone wants to find out more about working with you, how can they reach out to you?
Email mrg@moralesregroup.com, office line 805-228-4671, Instagram Jose Luis Morales.
Thank you for joining me, Jose.
Of course.
And thank you for joining us for this episode of Conversations with My Real Friends. We'll see you soon.